This is John with Brainstorm Comics and Gaming, and this is this week's Turning the Page. And I'm co-hosting this week with Chris. I'm not gonna do a nickname for you this week.
I feel like you're lying to me right now. I feel like this is like some weird bait and switch.
See, now I'm judging whether it would be funnier if I have a nickname or don't. You know what? I'm not gonna go with one. Chris Love with me this week.
See how nice that felt? Like, and how much it just like pushed things along?
No. I would have preferred the other way.
Okay.
How was your comic buying this week, Chris?
It was okay. I kept it low key.
Yeah. You even beat Trevor, though. Even keeping it low key.
I did or didn't?
You did.
But then what did he buy? Like 2 books this week?
He didn't buy very much.
I was going to say, I didn't buy very much. I mean, I bought a, decent amount, but...
It was a light week, but it was a good week. Mm-hmm. I know you probably did pick it up, but I really am looking forward to Crimson Cage. I don't know. It makes me laugh on the inside, so...
No, I didn't pick it up.
The cover's cool.
It's okay, yeah.
You like the cover?
It was all right.
I like the cover. But this week's topics we're beginning with sad news, of course, with George Perez's announcement this week.
Super sad news.
And then we're moving on to Netflix news. Lots of Netflix news recently. The third topic, how movies cause books that nobody cares about to suddenly go up in price.
Yeah. I feel like that's not a new topic.
No, but we're going to play Secret Santa, who we would like or who we would not want to get as a Secret Santa and who we would not want to buy for if we were their Secret Santa. And, of course, the best Wednesday ever. So we'll end on a positive note after we start with this sad announcement. George Perez made an announcement yesterday that he has pancreatic cancer.
Kind of out of nowhere, too. He had, dropped off the...
Well, he had pulled back because he said his eyesight was starting to go, and he couldn't draw to the same degree that he generally likes to. And I guess he was of the opinion if he couldn't do it at the same caliber that he used to, he didn't want to do it at all.
And I know there was some political stuff too that was going down that he didn't really agree with, so he said he dropped off, and then he had medical issues and stuff. Yeah.
Well, he was part of something that I'm not gonna lie. I think he was one of the creators that said if there were conservatives being invited to conventions or whatever, he didn't want to be a part of them. And then also if they were in a state that he didn't like the laws or whatever, he wouldn't go to. Like I said, I'm not for me personally. I'm not for that stuff. It's his right. Don't get me wrong. But
here nor there. Yeah. But he had very much dropped out of the public eye for probably almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I think maybe even longer than that. But and like I said, I mean, it's his right to make those decisions. I'm not totally. But so he announced as part of that he was given 6 to 12 months to live, and I think today he thanked everybody for the outpouring of support that they were.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty blatant when he said that they had talked about it. He was given options of chemo and all that stuff, and he decided not to do that, and he just wanted to
because they said it was inoperable, and
he just wants to kind of spend the time he can with his family, and I think he said he's going to do a signing or two, or something of that sort. As kind of what he said, he still has one good eye and he can sign his name, so he's gonna do it.
What's the George Perez work that had the biggest impact on you?
That Teen Titans, that original Teen Titans run, for sure. Infinity Gauntlet.
Now, I've never gone back and read the Teen Titans run. The two things that I'm most familiar with is his JLA Avengers thing that he did with I think it was Kurt Busiek that wrote that.
I think so, yeah.
And then he did a lot of work for CrossGen. I love CrossGen, and so
yes, you do, don't you?
I do.
That early Teen Titans stuff for me. If you care about Teen Titans at all, he was there.
Redefined it.
He literally redefined it. But Deathstroke, Nightwing, Raven, so Cyborg. That run for sure. And he's also kind of maintained that super nice guy. I don't think anyone has
Hawaiian
ever
shirt.
The Hawaiian shirts that his wife made, which was so cool. I don't think I've ever met anybody that was like, yo, that dude was a dickhead to me.
Yeah.
And actually, and on that, he said that, he was signing books for free, and the only thing that he asked is that he could hug everybody, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah.
He just like wants to be around his fans. I think that's amazing.
So one of the first Baltimore Comic Cons I went to, he and Frank Cho had like nobody at their tables, and I was.
I've heard that on way more than one occasion. It's just like, yeah, it's like God, his name escapes my mind. The dude that does Usagi Yojimbo.
Sakai.
Yeah, every convention I've ever seen him at, he's just sitting at his table, just drawing the entire. And I'm like, why is nobody like? And he's always super nice. I always say hi, and he's very personable. But there's nobody there. I feel like Perez is kind of the same way.
I feel like when people go to conventions, they always want to see the flavor of the month or whatever hot name. Like they want to get their books signed with their hot books or whatever,
Sure.
and like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but as somebody who has had as big of an impact on comic books in general, to hear that, pretty grim prognosis is not cool.
Yeah, I'm not
sad.
gonna lie. I wish he wouldn't do any signings. I wish he would just spend the time that he wants. I mean, if it makes him happy, but
I think in his statement, maybe we can like link the statement or something in the video. He very much said that like, I don't know how many I'm going to do. It might be one, it might be two, but I'm going to be spending time with my family and outside enjoying as much as I can. But this is part of what I enjoy in life and what I have enjoyed, and I want to be a part of that for just a little longer.
yeah.
So kudos to him.
Hopefully, DC helps him out. In whatever
Hopefully
ways.
somebody, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, like I said, hopefully he gets to spend as much time as he can with his family. So.
Mhm.
We will turn the page on that one.
Yep.
We wish him the best.
100%.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next topic, we will remind you to LCS, like, comment, and subscribe. Your local comic book shop, Brainstorm Comics and Gaming. If you're looking for comics, back issues, you may want to come to the Walkersville location. We have over 100,000 comics in our back issues. If you're looking for like a day trip, you probably want to go to the Frederick location, just because there's lots of restaurants downtown, your favorite record stores,
Yep.
All sorts of ways to spend the day. So, just a great day trip. So let's move on to topic number 2.
We should do a montage video of like my weird awkward faces while he does that every time. Do you know what I mean? Just like just because I always feel like I'm.
You hear the same spiel.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing I can add to it. You know what I mean? So it's just me hanging out. Not that it's a bad thing. I understand it. I just think it's probably I'm probably making funny faces and not even realizing it. Sorry. Continue. Just had to interject.
If people are looking for a fun day trip, where should they go, Chris? You've heard that? He doesn't like that either. All right. So Netflix news. Lots of Netflix news. We'll start off with the Daredevil one. Kevin Feige came out and said that we will see more Daredevil. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox.
He is Daredevil.
I say Netflix, but what I mean is characters that originate.
Yeah, no, he said that he's the devil. He's the devil in the MCU now, which I thought was perfect because he did really good. That Daredevil show was amazing.
Yeah, so people are excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you just said it's amazing, so I assume that you get the Chris Love stamp of approval.
Yeah, I just watched it all over again like a month ago.
My wife watched it, which shocked me. Although she did watch the episode where he was breaking bones and stuff. Like, she couldn't watch the.
Did you watch it with her?
No.
Of course you didn't.
I have stuff to do all the time.
Yeah,
man.
you say you have so much stuff to do. I don't know, man. I have a lot of stuff to do too. I still find time to read books and.
I read books occasionally.
Anyway.
I read
we
more.
digress.
I read more books than I let on. All right.
So you're saying you've been lying to me for all these months?
Yep.
That's. I don't know where to go with that.
Anyway. So you give that one your stamp of approval. I guess it also is admitting that more than likely he is in the Spider-Man.
We just dumped that topic. Like, yeah, I've been lying to you, and just.
The Spider-Man movie Far From Home. Although I think in the last video I called it I forget what I called it. One of the other ones.
It's not Far From Home.
It's not.
Which one is it called?
I was waiting for that too. I'm glad you.
Which one is it called?
No Way Home.
No Way Home. That's what I did. I called it Far From Home also. I'm sorry.
Spider-Man Goes West.
Okay. So apparently he's giving the information that I guess he is in the next movie that people were
Yeah,
speculating.
he said there was no there's nothing there's no specific he's going to show up in this movie. I think they said maybe in the Spider-Man movie as like a cameo.
That's been the
of some
rumor for
sort.
quite
That's
some
the rumor.
time.
So it'd be cool if he showed up in that.
Although some people keep saying, I hope it's Ben Affleck, and God,
Why
no.
would you hope? That movie was horrible. As a Daredevil fan, as someone who has been a Daredevil fan since the Miller run, why? No, nothing about that was good.
No.
That Elektra abomination, all of that was just horrible.
People were so excited when she was cast. Jennifer Garner was cast.
I think she could have been a really good Elektra. Although the girl that played her in the Netflix series, her name escapes me at the moment, she did a really good job too.
Yeah.
That whole show was really good. You should watch it sometime. It's
I probably will.
episodical.
I have to
and
retire sometime.
We just discussed that. You got to go in the hole looking for giant-size X-Men's.
I think it was when I'm dying is what the
Right. There's a Voltron book you need to find before that. Anyway, yeah, super excited about that. I think it's really cool. That Daredevil series, the Punisher series.
All right. So the Punisher news.
Yeah, there's Punisher news too.
What's the guy's name again? I am terrible with names. I'm sorry.
John Bernthal.
That guy.
I think that's how you say his name. It's something of the sort.
He came out and said he wants to continue to play Punisher, but not if they turn him into some Disney-fied version of the character.
In typical that dude fashion. Totally.
He was like, I have to live up to his character, and if you Disneyfy him, I cannot do that. So you have to make up your mind whether you want the R-rated true Punisher or whatever abomination you're going to do with it.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, at the same time, I don't think you give Disney ultimatums. We've had, I don't know, 4 different Punishers now? I guess if you count that weird, Dolph Lundgren 90s thing that came out that really wasn't. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I mean, I think Disney's going to do what Disney's going to do. I think he was a great Punisher. That was another series that was amazing for that character. But yeah, I don't think you give Disney.
So I haven't watched any of the Disney Plus TV shows. Have they tried to push the envelope at all with any of them, or are they more like PG-13 kind of?
I don't even know if PG-13 is
Maybe.
like PG.
PG.
Yeah.
So if they do a streaming thing, it seems like it wouldn't fit with the branding that they're trying to go for.
Yeah, I wouldn't see them slamming a Punisher show on Disney Plus. I don't think that would really go down like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be very surprised if they did. Yeah, the Marvel
Have it
stuff
mix of
on
Frozen on the.
yeah, right. Yeah, watch 101 Dalmatians and then Punisher. Yeah, but I mean, the Punisher was never really one of those characters that was kid friendly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, kids liked him because he was cool, but that dude was always about maximum violence and whatever.
Well, did you read the interview I sent you?
Yeah, briefly, and it was way too long
because he was
for
there.
me to remember.
Well, he was there. If you remember, he was there talking about and once I had a wife and child, I realized if anybody took them from me, how violent I could become. And,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah,
I get
yeah.
deep into this character. And I was like, all right.
Yeah,
So what we've learned here
when
is
they started
don't
the
go
show,
near,
I read a bunch of stuff with him and how much he got into the character and how much he isolated himself and stuff. It was really cool. I think he tapped into something with that. I think he played that character really well. I would like to see a return to that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think, Disney Plus isn't going to put some crazy, bloody, super, ultra violent thing on there. It's just not going to go down like that.
It's very off-brand with what they have with the rest of their.
Yeah, and I mean,
slate.
I think that's kind of a disservice too, because there are these characters that are a little darker and a little more adult geared.
Well, Alias was Jessica Jones, what they renamed it, was a great
Another
character.
Netflix series that was super good, but also very, very dark.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is a super flawed character.
Yeah.
So
It went in places in, I think it's 2001 it came out, 2002, I think 2001. And it went in places where I was like, wow, I did not expect this in the in the Marvel universe.
I mean, some things did happen. Yeah, I just think that that was a ballsy move. But I mean, if you're going to be with it, you're going to be with it.
Yeah.
And you can always turn something down as an actor. But I feel like it was a little.
I think people will be very upset if he does not play the character because they were very into how he played it.
Yeah, but at the same time, Disney will just find somebody else to play him,
They will.
and they'll make him crack jokes and be silly. You know what I mean? Which is whatever.
Make him Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I mean, you clown, but Cosmic Ghost Rider was pretty cool.
Well,
That whole run was pretty good.
I'm just saying he jokes.
He does joke. He's crazy. The last human in the universe. Yeah, anyway. You should read that run, too, if you haven't read it.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, John. Who wrote that?
Sir Donny Cates.
He did.
So,
Did that just... You just fell down? Like... Oh, okay.
all right, so we'll turn the
So you
page on
just
that one.
Say the name and then...
It'll be interesting to see how Disney deals
Thanks.
with both of those things. So.
Disney's going to deal with them the way they're going to deal with them.
Yep, as they always do.
Mm-hmm.
They might Scarlett Johansson them.
Give them $20 million. I don't.
I don't know. Well, she
They-
thought they were screwing her over. So.
I mean, I don't know. There was. Let's not get into that. That's a whole episode.
So we'll turn the page on that one, and we'll go to
Turn.
the third topic, which is the Into the Spider-Verse 2 movie is coming out,
Yeah.
and
Got it.
there was a
The No Way into the No Way verse.
sure,
No Way Home verse.
sure.
Okay.
I don't remember what these things are called. I'm lucky I remember my name half the time at this point.
Wow.
But anyway,
It's not like we do a show on the internet or anything about it, so it's cool. It's fun. It's fun.
I follow the books, as
Sure.
I told you.
That you don't read,
I
or you do and just lie to me about it.
sometimes you don't want my opinion, Chris. Sometimes you don't want my opinion.
And I feel like I'm wow. Way to gaslight somebody. Anyway.
So anyway, for the Spider-Verse 2 trailer, they put a character in there
Yes.
that has incited the speculators to purchase. And that is Spider-Man 2099.
Finally. My God.
Now, this character saw a bump after the first one because he was in the trailer. And now that it has been confirmed that he's in the second one fully, people are laying down huge amounts of cash
Lots of money.
for the book. I know the one that you're most shocked about is the toy
What book?
So there's two books that people
For people who don't know.
are chasing. Number one, Amazing Spider-Man 365, which people debate whether that was the true first appearance or not, because it was a preview. People go, previews don't count. Now, if previews do count, I will say that Strange Academy number one should not be the first appearance of Strange Academy because there was like 30 books that had that Strange Academy number one preview in it before the book launch.
Yeah. I mean, the market will ultimately decide what the first appearance is going to be.
Well, what it really decides is which one's the most desirable.
Yeah, I think the play on that is a lot of people have that book sitting around in their collection because it's kind of a cool cover. It's that like flippy, hologram Spider-Man cover.
So that's one of the ones that they're looking for. And the other one, of course, is Spider-Man 2099 number one. Which
Not to be confused with the other 2099 number one that came. Yeah,
This was from
it's
the
the
90s.
original one. It's got the red foil It looks like it's from the 90s. It's got the red foil border. Used to be like a $10 book.
you can tell a 90s book just by looking at it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's either a 90s book or a Rob Liefeld book. One of the two. Continue, though.
Can you put that little that's a trap, like that meme under there for me, the one from Mad Max? That's a trap. Yeah. So anyway, and then there's a Toy Biz variant that
That's the
came
one that
with the Marvel Legend, I believe.
I don't know.
I don't
do
remember.
toys.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the same thing as
Oh,
the
you're right. I
2099
do
number
Lego, I don't
one.
do other toys.
Except for it has a white border instead of a red foil border.
And people are spending gobs of cash on that
That
one.
is a $600+ book now. Insane.
Would
Super
you,
wild.
Would you be buying Spider-Man 29?
No. I mean, the regular cover, I just bought a copy not
At
too
these
long ago
prices.
from you.
At these prices.
It's hard to say. If you can still find a copy for fairly cheap, I would scoop one up and just see where it goes. He's a cool character. There's a really good story behind it. I've been collecting his stuff for a while, so I'm happy that he's finally getting some love. It surprised me that it's taken this long. I mean, we had Spider-Ham.
So here's the question I always ask about things. And that's a good comparison. Okay, so we'll use those two as two comparisons. Spider-Ham is still used occasionally within like regular continuity and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like Spider-Ham's a gimmick.
It is a gimmick.
It's a pig
I'm not
in
saying it's a
Spider-Man
good
costume.
I'm not saying it's. I think that's still a better spec than 2099 because I feel like he doesn't.
Miguel could be a huge part of this story. We don't know.
I feel like the shelf life one is far smaller, far shorter than other things.
Maybe they'll give him another book and they'll put somebody on it with some skills.
I guess they could always do the multiverse thing, like, oh, we snatched him from the future, and now.
It's kind of how he's come up. It is a multiverse thing. He is from the future. Yeah.
I mean, within the regular continuity compared to when he started and where all this stuff happened in the 2099.
I mean, that whole Into the Spider-Verse is.
Yeah.
That's.
I did watch that one. One of the few.
Of course you did.
One of the few. I pick and choose.
Very, very pick and choose, apparently.
But I mean, within the comic books, I feel like his shelf life is a little bit smaller than.
But there's a million people sitting on a bunch of copies of that book. I mean,
there were a lot done in the 90s.
A super amount of them done. I think one thread I saw, there was a guy who found like a pallet of them still in the box with the wrap around them from the 90s. I mean, there's a million of those books sitting around. So, if it gets super duper high, I'll be very surprised. But if you can find a copy still for $10, $15, grab it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cool book. Might make some money off it.
Maybe.
And that was some free speculating advice.
And you don't even like that.
I don't even like speculating.
You refuse to be a part of our.
Oh my goodness! Here we are. I refused. I'll do the show. It's just not going to be, it's going to be silly.
It's fine. You can do silly spec.
Because I'm.
You'd be like slapstick #1, just because.
Is that a book?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, but I don't know. I feel like the market reacts too much to news like this. I feel like they overreact to stuff, especially like, again, minor characters like to mid-level characters. I feel like it definitely has a overreaction.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the entire, not the entirety of the speculation market, a huge chunk of the speculation market is what's going to be a show, what's going to be a movie.
Agatha Harkness. Like, who cared about Agatha Harkness? Nobody.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who have a lot of vested interest in selling these books and making them hot, so they hype them up.
And if people are interested in speculating, though, we did start a new video series this week.
Totally. But you don't have to be a millionaire, and you don't have to buy tons and tons. You don't have to be out there hunting Silver Age books at $200-$300 a pop to invest in comics.
Yeah, and you and I were talking about this earlier
Sure.
when we were talking again about the other video series. So we started off in that video series with like $500 fictional dollars to invest, and now it's become real money. Apparently, I don't know what I'm doing, but
I mean, you did that to yourself.
I did do it to myself.
That's totally on you.
The first video I was very good and did not do that, and then the second one.
I had a feeling it was going to devolve in some manner of the such, yeah.
But we started off with $500 fictional dollars, which we invested in books that we think are underrated, that we think we can either in the short term or long term turn into more cash. And the idea is that we're hunting for grails as we go along. Every week we add $100 to our purchase pot that we can buy more books, get the books pressed, cleaned, whatever, graded. So we will see how that goes.
Yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, you should watch that video.
And
maybe we can like put it in the something comments or
yeah. But as you just mentioned, like what we're focusing on are, I wouldn't say low dollar books because some of the books we're looking at are like $100, $125. But when you get into investing, I think some people hear that and they're like, "Oh, I need Hulk 181. I need Amazing Spider-Man 15 or Amazing Fantasy 15. I need all these key books." And then you look at the prices and you're like, "Oh, I'm never ever gonna have those books." And I think it's important to even start with the low end ones just so you get an idea of how all of this works in the first place. You always crawl before you walk, before you run. And I think that's what we're trying to do. I feel like that's what we're trying to do with like this investment show that we're doing. I think you said you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but
No, I'm busy. I have things to do, John.
I fully understand. I appreciate your time, and I will not pressure you nor try to
See, that is the response that you should give. Instead, you just say mean things. Such a dysfunctional
And I told you some of the picks.
and we actually, one of the books that you talked about, you bought, I had been kind of looking for my personal collection.
And I think it's an underrated book. I don't want to spoil that one because that one's actually in the
and
next.
I don't want a bunch of people snapping it up before I get a copy.
The next episode that we're going to film.
27 of our views. No, yeah, you don't need $1 million. You know, you can start out with $50. You know what I mean? You can start out with $20.
Because there's sometimes a book that,
yeah.
the Robin's book that came out last week or the week before has the first appearance retroactively of the first Robin. And,
Sure.
I think that one has potential to be a long-term hold. It didn't blow up off of the first week or anything.
We were just talking. What was Animal Castle? Just came out last week. $25 book. So whether it stays at 25 or goes up or whatever, you know what I mean? You can buy a book for cover price, and it can be worth, you know, a substantial more amount of money
In a short period of time.
in a short period of time. And I know $20, $25 doesn't sound like much in the grand scheme of Hulk 181s and giant size X-Men's and stuff like that.
This week, Crimson Reign had a bunch of first appearances in the Star Wars book. So.
Yep. So, I forgot to pick that up. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to get one before I leave. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you say key book, everyone thinks of these huge books that are worth a ton of money, but, you know...
They started off somewhere.
And something that you get now for cover price or...
Maybe
$5, a little more. Look at that Nebula book from a month or so ago. Nebula 1. Who would have thought Nebula 1 was like a $35 book?
Well, I have my thoughts on that.
I mean, we know you have your thoughts on that. You have your thoughts on everything.
I do.
Don't belittle my point.
Some I keep to myself.
Some? One or two, maybe. So, yeah, I think the whole gist of this is you don't need to, like... live on the speculation sites, and you don't need to exist by the whims of first appearances and stuff like that. You can, with a little forethought and a little bit of money, build a solid investment type collection that, you know, maybe isn't worth $1 million, but, you know, $20 books is $20 books.
I think like people who are like a Batman fan goes, "Oh, I want to have the Joker's first appearance, and I want to have this first appearance." But again, so in the first episode, I purchased fictionally the first Killer Croc, the first Jason Todd, the first Ventriloquist and Scarface, the first Renee Montoya, and I think all total those 4 books were, I want to say like $300, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that much for like mainstay Batman characters. You're not going to start off with a Joker unless like you have some ridiculous job or inheritance.
Sure.
That. Like,
but in the past year, there's been a handful of first appearances in Tynion's Batman run. Punchline, Clown Hunter, Miracle Molly, Ghost Hunter or Ghost Killer or whatever. Punchline and Miracle Molly. I think Miracle Molly's a sleeper.
Yeah.
You and I both talked about that. I think it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper. But Punchline is already, that's a $175, $180 book right now.
Yeah.
There's still a bunch of copies of that floating around. That Miracle Molly book, that Virgin Art Gem variant, is still fairly accessible and available. So that's another thing to kind of keep an eye out for is, just minor first appearances that you can pick up for cover price that might not end up being anything till 5-10 years from now, and then all of a sudden it's a crazy book.
All it takes is for some writer to really take a glean to a shine to that character and come up with a storyline, build around it that elevates them to a different level.
Look, Something is Killing the Children. Nobody knew anything about that book when it came out, and it's a $750 book now, if not more.
Walking Dead took a while before it got its feet.
I feel like that's one of those like weird kismet, happy accident kind of things. So those are fewer and far between, but I think.
But that one didn't blow up until I feel like it didn't blow up until after he started working with Marvel and like Marvel Zombies, and then like the Marvel fans were like, "Oh, this guy writes zombies really, really well. Let me check out the."
Yeah, that was one of those like right time, right place type of things.
And then the AMC show.
Yep. But look at Ultimate Fallout 4. We talked about that. I bought my copy of Ultimate Fallout 4 for like $10.
Like 5 years ago, you could get them on eBay for like $20 to $30.
Yeah.
And once
people
it
were
moved
trying
outside,
to give them away.
The funny thing is, once it moved out of the $30 range, I go, that's too much. I should have kept buying.
Young Avengers is another one. There's a ton of examples. The Ironheart, Iron Man.
Jessica Cruz is still a character I feel is.
Yeah, there are a ton of low cost keys that I think people skate over or don't pay attention to because they aren't insanely big books. But if you get a small amount of those together, worth 10, 20, 30, whatever, 5, you're gaining,
especially if you get high grade
value.
Copies that you then grade and
Yep.
move into the next level from there.
So long topic short, just go watch the investment video. We'll tell you some things. John will tell you some things. I won't because I'm not in it.
We did try and get some information. I will say our cameraman said as he was editing it, he felt the desire to get into the investment stuff, and it's like, no, I like to read, and had to stop himself from.
We're on that team together. It's fine. It's fine.
He got scared. He almost got pulled into it. But we'll turn the page on that one. So watch at your own risk, because.
Don't preface it like that. It just sounds bad.
All right, so we're back with topic number 4.
That was a weird interlude. Okay.
This is the topic you dreaded. You didn't really want to do.
I don't know. It just seems silly. Like I said,
it's the time of year. You just do silly shit.
I'm like bad at giving like real gifts to real people. So like,
it can be the creators if you want. You can change it up.
Make believe gifts to make believe people.
You can do it to a creator if you like.
Nah, that's even weird.
Like I'm thinking about giving Tom King talent for Christmas.
Oh,
so
wow. I knew it was gonna come at some point. I was even trying to be good, and like I didn't say nothing about Human Target and how good it is, nothing, and just right out of the gate, I'm sorry.
She'll get Human Target for him from Secret Santa.
Yep.
All right. So let's start with if you drew a name for your for who you had to buy for Secret
I had
Santa.
to buy something.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Who would you not want to draw as the person?
Batman.
Batman. Why would you not want to draw Batman?
What are you gonna give Batman? Like, he's a billionaire.
Not right now.
Okay, whatever. All right. Yeah, no, I would want to give Batman a present. I feel like Batman has everything that he's ever gonna need
He needs
or
happiness.
want. I can't give him happiness, man.
No. Give him his parents back for a day, so he can fail them again and let them die.
It was like what happened in like the 30 seconds of just there was like a switch and the salt level got so high.
The salinity just.
You went like for it, right for it. Just the anger level. What I don't understand.
No.
You said something about Tom King and you just got angry with yourself. I don't know, man. Like,
I try.
leave Tom King alone.
If you left Wally West alone.
Oh Jesus, here we go. Man, it's you hold a grudge, sir.
I do.
Who would you not want to give a present to?
Joker, because Joker would be very serious about the gift you got him. I think if it didn't appease him, you would be leaving with a smile on your face.
I mean, I think he's like a narcissist. He would probably like not care anyway.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think he would. I think he would make you pay. Do you remember the animated series when the guy cut him off on the road? Yeah. Yeah. Let the guy live under that for like, what, 10 years before?
The most obscure, like, bloop. You remember that one time? Okay.
I love that episode.
I mean, it was a good episode. It was a good series.
Yeah. Great series.
Yeah.
We both chose Batman-related characters.
It's weird.
Different routes, but...
Sure. Now, who would you not want to get a gift from?
Who? I think Joker again.
God, what a cop-out. I mean, I wouldn't want to get a gift from Joker either, yeah. I feel like he would probably kill you in some way, shape, or form. Or maim you or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Vision.
No, I mean, Vision's like a supercomputer. He would give you something rad because he would I think he would he would figure that shit out, with ones and zeros and be like, "This is what you've always wanted," and you'd be like,
"Here's Lego for you." I've done the math.
In your case, it might be, yeah. I feel like Vision would probably be a good gift giver. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, totally.
How about you?
Plastic Man.
Because he would just wrap himself up.
No, I think he would be creepy in some way. It would be like cringy. He's a super cringy dude, and I feel like in a Secret Santa, like it would be some weird cringy and I'd have to be like, dude, Plastic Man, you suck.
I guess you wouldn't want to draw Batman as the person giving you a gift.
No, he's like a rich dude. He can make stuff. He can it would be cool. He borrow some money from Dick because Dick's got like $1 billion now.
Couple months ago in the news, it was that he's not a giver. But anyway, so we'll move on to topic number 5.
Wow. See, you do stuff like that, and then you're just like, no, we're moving on.
Continue.
No, it's cool, man. I'm not gonna. I've made my feelings about that very clear. We are a PG-13 show. I can't say what I really think about that. Anyway,
that's why I glossed over it.
I know. It's all right.
Come on, that was a great closing one for that.
Sure. Sure.
It all built up to the joke, right?
If you have to explain the joke, it doesn't
I don't think we explained anything.
It doesn't land. Okay.
Best Wednesday ever for the last topic of the day. I think Chris is excited that we're almost done with this episode.
We're just all over the place lately. I love it. I'm here for the chaos.
Here for the chaos.
I'm here for the chaos.
What do you think? What do you have at the top of your list for best Wednesday ever?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Big fan?
I've been super looking forward to that book. I think it's cool.
First appearances having the best Wednesday ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot. Bunch of them.
Yeah, all over the place.
All.
If you're a speculator, there were a lot of books you could grab this week. Like I said, top of the list is probably the Crimson Reign one.
I can't believe I forgot to get that earlier. I was like driving home earlier, like I forgot to get something. What was I gonna get? And now I gotta go get that.
Any other best Wednesday ever?
Boy,
I didn't start making a list. I normally have a list of like 5 things, but I've been forgetting.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of rough this week because it was. I mean,
kind of a light week.
It was a pretty light week. Yeah.
Shakespeare having the best Wednesday ever. Crimson Cage is a retelling of Macbeth in a wrestling ring. There's an upcoming one called No Holds Barred, or maybe it was last week. Was it this week or not? It's coming up. Told in iambic pentameter.
How many episodes of this have we done now?
42.
It's taken him 42 episodes to
wrestling.
slip that wrestling reference in there.
I got it.
You did. Kudos to you, sir. I applaud the effort.
Yeah.
Man,
Call me Mr. Wednesday Night. You have no idea. Whatever. Continuing. Continuing.
What? There was something else that I was kind of...
Epic Storylines having the best Wednesday ever because
yep.
I thought War of the Bounty Hunters was over, but apparently Crimson Reign is Act 2, and apparently there's going to be a third act. That amazes me because War of the Bounty Hunters was 41 parts, and there's more to tell.
You know what amazes me is I'm sitting on 41 War for the Bounty Hunters books and a bunch of variants because I hate Marvel, and I hate that they do this to me.
I heard it was good though.
It was good. The War for the all right. Let's War for the Bounty Hunters. The core story, cool. All of the this, that, and the other things, not so cool. About half of that was nonsensical, and they just made
The one-shots and everything.
Some of the one-shots were cool, and there was a bunch of first appearances. The Jabba the Hutt. There's like IG-88. There's a bunch of wild stuff. But yeah, what War for Bounty Hunters had to do with Dr. Aphra is still beyond me. So Marvel and their cash grabs.
I will tell you, like, I thought the 41 parts was going to scare a lot of people off because we had just finished the X-Men 22-parter that scared a lot of X-Men people off. But Star Wars people, man, they are dedicated. We had people coming in and buying it weeks after issues came out. They were like, hey, do you still have...
About 20 parts into it, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I really don't. But I was that deep into it, so I just did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I did now. But, yeah, I mean, as a whole, the Star Wars books have been really strong lately. Story-wise, character-wise, art-wise, I think they're really good. So, investment... Come back,
as usual, horror books having the best ones they ever.
There's a bunch of horror books, right? Yeah.
Well, the Crimson Cage one I was talking about is somewhat of a playing on the horror aspects.
Just digging that wrestling, aren't you? Just
what's the one, Dead Tree? Something Tree. Killing Tree. Yeah. Where these murders happen at a tree, and apparently the tree absorbs the evilness and.
That's the one you put in my box. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's a horror book. Chris will like it.
Because I read a bunch of them. I'm transparent. It's okay. Yeah. I think that's about all I had for Best Wednesday ever.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. Gotham City having the best Wednesday ever. Batman's leaving town. He's hitting the road, leaving it to the...
I feel like in past situations, that's not a good thing for
probably not going to end up being good for Gotham City. Well, it's going to be good for the reader because they're going to get to see all sorts of conflict, and the rest of the Bat family apparently is going to fill the void, and I think somebody may die and bring Bruce back, but we'll see. We'll see. They need to bring Alfred back. I feel he's been... What do you mean, no?
No, let Alfred be dead. Look, Alfred been 75 years old for like 30 years. Let the man go. Let him go. Let him go.
He's Bruce's rock.
No, it's cool. I want to see Crazy Off the Rails Bruce again.
So you want this globe-trotting, I don't belong anywhere.
Yeah, I want wild, disappearing Bruce Wayne. I want crazy shenanigans. Yeah. I feel like... Batman has been on track for being a really good book for a long time, and I think it needs to stay that way.
Joshua Williamson taking over the writing duties. He is a solid writer if you've not read anything by him. So I'm looking forward to reading what he does with the character, because I will follow Joshua Williamson even on characters I'm not all that fond of. So I like him. Just a solid writer.
So is Tom King.
Sure. We all have opinions. Anyway, you said you're done with, you don't have anything else to throw into the best Wednesday ever? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I'm just going to end this by looking at the camera and shaking my head.
Shaking your head at me? You're the one to throw him back out there.
I feel like I need to defend his name.
He needs something. Probably writing lessons. But don't shake your head. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting?
I don't know.
What else came out this week? We'll change that. What's the book?
I mean, we're like 20 feet away from the wall. We can go look at it.
We are. What are you looking forward to reading? What do you got on top of your stack?
Buffy, for sure. That last Vampire Slayer.
I know you said it was a light week for you this week. You were kind of...
Yeah. That new Black Cat book. Okay. I kind of have high hopes for that.
Had a cool Infinity Gauntlet cover. I like that cover anyway.
There was something else that came out this week that I was kind of hyped over. Oh, Devil's Reign. Chip Zdarsky, Daredevil.
Big event for Marvel.
Yeah, maybe 7,000 parts. Yeah.
That's on my stack also, but my stack
that
is
you're not going to read,
my stack is pretty large.
or you're going to read and lie to me about it.
I pick and choose what to read.
Basilisk 5.
You
That
do
came
love
out.
the Cullen Bunn.
That's a good book. Basilisk is a good book. Some
His
crazy
best
stuff
book?
going- Ooh, that's rough. I don't know, man.
He puts out a lot of stuff.
He writes a plethora of things. Yes.
Reasonable amount of books had the best Wednesday ever.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah. Yeah, I got away with spending like not that much money this week. I was kind of excited about that
Yeah.
until I saw that jock cover.
Foil covers had the best Wednesday.
Yeah, like bring the foil covers back. I'm all about the foil covers, man. I love foil covers.
McFarlane
Like,
homages
make
having the best
anything
Wednesday ever.
shiny, and I'm gonna buy it.
He's been getting a lot of homages recently. Like, I mean, he's always had a lot of homages, but he's got a lot of homages recently. Dynamite is really running the homages into the ground.
Speaking of like weird like investment stuff, I think NYX is one that's flying under the radar right now with those all rose beige covers.
Yeah.
I think those sleepers.
Somebody has me set all those aside for him. So
Not all of them. I'm sure you get more than one copy in.
no, I mean like anything that she does,
Yeah.
any Rose Besh cover,
Yeah.
paid off pretty well in the Wonder Woman.
It's done okay.
So we'll turn the page on the best Wednesday ever with that, ending on the positive note of Chris not speculating well on
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Black,
And if
white,
you've
gold.
made it to the end of this video, I applaud you. Because,
I don't-
wow.
Okay, so I was a little punchy this one because I don't sleep much. I think I mentioned that in every episode also. But, so we will end there, and we will thank you for watching. And don't forget to LCS, like, comment, and subscribe to your local comic book shop, Brainstorm Comics and Gaming's YouTube channel. And thank you for watching.